Ever pondered how divine messages are interpreted across different faiths and cultures? Today we're embarking on a fascinating journey to uncover the myriad ways in which these sacred communications are understood and valued around the globe. The interpretation of divine messages is a profound topic that bridges the gap between heaven and earth, spirit and matter. Understanding these messages isn't merely about reading texts or listening to stories. It involves diving deep into the theological approaches that guide these interpretations. Whether these messages are seen as direct words from the divine or symbolic lessons wrapped in ancient narratives, each perspective offers a unique lens through which to view the spiritual world. In this exploration, we will not only look at how these messages are interpreted, but also engage in a thought-provoking discussion on the nature of the Bible itself. Is it a direct revelation from a divine source, or a collection of historical documents shaped by human hands? Join us as we delve into the mystical world of divine communication. Imagine taking every word at its face value. This is the essence of the literal interpretation. In the realm of interpreting divine messages, the literal approach is like reading a straightforward instruction manual. This method treats each word and phrase as exact, direct communication from the divine, with no layers of metaphor or allegory to unravel. Picture a world where every directive, every description, every command in sacred texts is taken exactly as it is written. For instance, when ancient texts speak of the world being created in 7 days, the literal approach accepts this timeline as precise and factual. Similarly, descriptions of miraculous events, from parting seas to walking on water, are embraced not as poetic or symbolic, but as real historical occurrences. This approach has its undeniable strengths. It provides a solid, unambiguous foundation for faith and practice. There's a comforting certainty in knowing that the words you follow are taken as directly intended by the divine. It leaves little room for personal interpretation or error, which can unify followers under a clear, common understanding. However, this method is not without its limitations. It can lead to conflicts with scientific understanding and cultural shifts. It may also overlook the depth and richness that metaphorical or symbolic interpretations offer. Literal interpretation anchors itself in clarity, but is it always enough? Beneath the surface of words, there often lies a hidden treasure of meaning. Welcome to the realm of allegorical interpretation, where every word and phrase may carry layers of deeper, often hidden significance. This approach to understanding divine messages is not just about reading texts. It's about delving into the symbolic and metaphorical meanings that lie beneath the literal surface. Allegory is a powerful tool used across various religious texts. Take, for example, the story of the Exodus in the Bible. On the surface, it tells of the Israelites' escape from Egypt. However, allegorically, it represents the journey of the soul from the bondage of sin to the freedom of salvation. Here, Egypt symbolizes bondage, and the Promised Land represents spiritual awakening and freedom. Similarly, in Hindu scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita, the battlefield is not merely a physical locale, but a representation of the battlefield within, where one struggles between higher virtues and baser instincts. Arjuna's chariot, driven by Lord Krishna, symbolizes the body driven by divine guidance, urging us to steer our actions by spiritual wisdom. This method of interpretation opens up scriptures to provide more profound spiritual insights. It allows believers to find personal and contemporary relevance in ancient texts, encouraging a more introspective and reflective approach to their faith. By engaging with texts allegorically, one is invited to explore personal spiritual dilemmas and moral questions, seeing them reflected in the divine narratives. Moreover, allegorical interpretation enriches the community's dialogue about faith, as it welcomes diverse perspectives and insights. It fosters a deeper connection not only with the text but also with each other, sharing how these divine messages resonate in various aspects of human life. In essence, allegory does not distort the divine message, but rather enhances its resonance, connecting it with the broader cosmic truths that govern our existence. Through this lens, the divine speaks not only of events and decrees, but of the universe's very essence and our place within it. Allegory allows us to connect divine messages with broader cosmic truths. How do divine messages guide us in our everyday ethical decisions? Imagine a world where every decision, every action, is influenced by a rich tapestry of ancient wisdom. This is the essence of moral interpretation, a theological approach that extracts ethical guidelines from religious texts. It's not merely about reading words, it's about translating sacred teachings into practical actions that uphold the values of honesty, compassion, and justice. Take, for instance, the story of the Good Samaritan. Here, moral interpretation doesn't just tell the story, it asks us to embody the Samaritan's compassion in our lives, urging us to help not just our friends, but also strangers in need. This parable, though centuries old, continues to influence laws and societal norms about who we are responsible for and how we treat them. Moreover, consider the directives found in many sacred texts that advocate for the fair treatment of the poor and the ethical handling of wealth. These are not just historical artifacts, but living documents that continue to shape economic policies and personal philanthropy in societies around the globe. In personal life, moral interpretation acts as a compass. It guides individuals in forming habits that align with virtues like integrity and altruism, shaping not just personal character, but also the ethical backbone of communities. Through moral interpretation, ancient wisdom molds modern morality. This transformative power shows how divine messages are not static texts, but dynamic, living dialogues that continue to resonate within the fabric of human ethics and morality. Now let us explore how divine messages speak of our ultimate journey towards the divine. The anagogical interpretation of divine messages is a profound and spiritually enriching approach. It urges us to look beyond the immediate and tangible, steering our gaze towards the eschatological, concerning the ultimate things, the end times, and our final destiny. This interpretation is not merely about understanding words, it's about discerning the deeper spiritual resonance they hold, reflecting on how these sacred texts guide us toward an eternal communion with the divine. In many religious traditions, anagogical interpretation is pivotal. It provides a lens through which believers view their lives not as a series of random events, but as part of a divine tapestry, woven with the threads of spiritual destiny. This perspective is especially significant when contemplating life after death. Here, the texts serve as a map to the celestial, suggesting that our earthly experiences are preparatory stages for what is to come beyond. Consider, for instance, the Book of Revelation in Christianity, or the Bhagavad Gita's discourse on the eternal soul in Hinduism. Both offer rich, symbolic narratives that encourage followers to perceive life as a journey towards a spiritual horizon, one that doesn't end with physical demise, but transitions into a new, sublime existence. This approach impacts not only individual understanding, but also molds communal beliefs about the purpose of life. It suggests that every action, every moment of suffering or joy is a step on the path leading to a divine encounter. This can transform how individuals live their daily lives, infusing mundane activities with profound purpose and urging a life lived in conscious preparation for what lies beyond. Anagogical interpretation invites us to reflect on our spiritual destiny. It challenges us to view our lives as part of a larger divine narrative, encouraging us to think about how every aspect of our existence is interconnected with our ultimate return to the source of all creation. As we ponder these divine messages, we are called not just to live, but to live with an awareness of our spiritual journey's culmination in the divine embrace. Is the Bible a mere cultural artifact, or is it a direct revelation from the divine? This probing question has echoed through the corridors of time, resonating with countless souls seeking truth. Let's delve into the depths of this debate by first considering the perspective that the Bible is, indeed, a divine revelation. Supporters of this view often point to the fulfilled prophecies contained within the Scriptures as a testament to their divine origin. These prophecies, they argue, could not have been known by mere human foresight. Additionally, the transformative impact of the Bible on individuals and societies throughout history is highlighted as evidence of its supernatural influence. It's not just a book, but a living, breathing document that has shaped laws, morals, and even governments. On the other side of the spectrum, there are compelling arguments that suggest the Bible is a product of its time, deeply embedded in the cultural and historical contexts of its authors. Critics in this camp argue that the scriptures reflect the ideologies, moral values, and cosmological understandings of an ancient people, rather than universal truths dictated by a divine entity. This perspective views the Bible as a complex tapestry of human literature, enriched by diverse voices and influenced by the evolving human condition. Moreover, the wide variance in interpretations of the Bible's texts, often contradicting and challenging each other, serves as a point for those who see it more as human literature. They question how a clear-cut divine message could possibly be subject to such extensive debate and reinterpretation over the centuries. As we consider these viewpoints, it's crucial to engage with both perspectives to form a more balanced understanding. Reflect on the historical and cultural significance of the Bible, as well as its role as a possible divine guidebook. The interpretation of the Bible continues to inspire both belief and debate. As we move forward, let's keep this dialogue open, exploring these profound questions with both curiosity and reverence. As we conclude our exploration of divine messages, we've traversed a landscape of interpretation from the literal to the allegorical, touched upon the moral implications, and delved into the anagogical insights about our ultimate journey. Each perspective offers a unique lens through which we can view the sacred texts, whether seen as divine revelation or intricate human literature. Now, it's your turn to ponder these viewpoints. Reflect on what resonates with your spirit and how these interpretations might shape your understanding of the divine. What are your thoughts? Share your interpretations and insights in the comments below.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.